Merci, Madame la Présidente. Tough to come after Sterling, who's been such a fantastic representative of the city of Montreal within Montreal's Irish community. But I just want to send out a big cahorjas to all the organizers at the United Irish Societies, and indeed the hundreds of volunteers that come out every year to make one of the biggest logistical events in Montreal possible. And if you think about it, 200 years, 1825, that's a lot of parades. That's a lot of mayors. That's a lot of prime ministers. That's a lot of events. The world has changed since 1825. I think it coincides nicely as well with another 200-year anniversary we have this year. Lachine Canal was opened in 1825. I think that mixes nicely because so many of the workers who dug the canal were Irish immigrants, and they lived in neighborhoods like Griffintown and The Point. And it became, I think, the original piece that was the cradle of Canada's industrialization. It was the Lachine Canal. It was put it on the map, and it's what put Montreal on the map too, in our shipping sector and our commercial sector. It was because of the Lachine Canal. So the Irish community has given so much to Montreal. And you know what? This is a community that understands the meaning of social solidarity. Not only do these many community organizations that Sterling named, United Irish Societies, St. Patrick's Societies, Erin Sports Clubs, Sine Gael, Inishfull, Ancient Order of Hibernians, Shamsa, all the groups that exist in Montreal, they do charitable work the whole year long. They're there giving out Christmas baskets and delivering them and putting together. They're out giving bursaries to young students to encourage them to get involved and to do school like in a successful way. They look after one another like a community should. And I think the messages of Irish solidarity are some of the things that touch me the most within this community. Indeed, one of the big projects that I think this city needs to keep pushing forward on and make happen is the Montreal Irish Monument Park, which is, if you know, you have the Black Rock in Old Goose Village, which is along Bridge Street. The Black Rock was placed there in 1859. It was placed by workers who were building the Victoria Bridge. They found it as they were laying the Victoria Bridge. And that same very site on Bridge Street where it is today was where we had fever sheds for the many thousands of Irish that came to Montreal and Canada in the Angkor Tamor and the Great Hunger, that were seeking refuge and a better life. And what a beautiful message did Montreal send then, how inclusive a message. We took care of every one of them. We took care of all the Irish that came over, and a lot of them caught typhus fever on the way in the ships. They call them the fever ships. And so 6,000 people are buried underneath that rock in that area, still to this day. And Montrealers came from all sides. It was mentioned Indigenous communities were participating to help care for the Irish immigrants that came here. Irish immigrants that were poor, extremely poor, that spoke Gaelic, Old Irish. And there was Francophones and Anglophones, and the Catholics and the Protestants. And as was mentioned, the mayor of Montreal went to go down with the Grey Nuns to help save the Irish who were suffering in the fever sheds, and he himself caught typhus and died. The Montreal martyr mayor, John Easton Mills. It's an amazing story, and I think it's a story that we could use to share with our next generation, say this is what Montreal was founded on. Inclusivity, welcome to immigrants that need a better place, taking care of one another and working together to do it. That, I think, is a beautiful message, and that's what I think the Irish community represents so much to Montreal and why it has its place on our flag. It was a beautiful 200th parade. It's a moment where all groups come together, all partisan parties come together, but we just have a good laugh, and it was great crack yesterday, it was. And on March 17th here today, I think it's a good day to say, Lae la Padraig Sona Huiv, Bon St. Patrick, Happy St. Patrick's Day all.